Hello, and welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm Nancy, and you're very welcome. And remember to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you've been watching my videos for a while, thank you so much, and I really appreciate you. Someone asked me that I said I lived in Sweden, and they just wanted to know how it was for me. Like, was it hard to get used to things in the beginning? And I'm just going to tell you guys some things that you should know before you maybe travel, or if you're planning to move to Sweden. I hope this is going to be helpful for you. I moved to Sweden in 2015, and I can say it was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. It was the first time I left my country. It was the first time that I was so far away from home. I was kind of worried and scared of how I was going to survive in a whole new country where I knew no one. But well, I was up for adventure, and so I just left. We'll get quickly into the things that you should know before you move to Sweden. So the first thing that you should know about Swedish people is that they love coffee. I mean, really love coffee. I think they're the second highest coffee consumers in the whole world, so you can imagine the amount of coffee that they take. They also have this lovely coffee break thing that's called fika. That's one of the first words I learned when I got there. And fika is when you get together with your friends or your workmates in the morning break or maybe in the afternoon, and you have coffee and pastries together and just catch up and know how the other person is doing. And I found that was really cool, and I loved that. So if you have a gathering and you want Swedish people to attend, just tell them there'll be free coffee and they are going to come. I promise you they're going to come. Like I said, they also love pastries, and I learned how to make a lot of them. And I actually got this book, this one. It was a present because I really enjoyed making cookies and everything. It has all these lovely recipes. I have made some of them, and if you guys want me to make some of the cakes or cookies in this book, just let me know down below in the comments, and I can make some videos of them. They're really good and easy to make. Another thing that you should know is that when you go to someone's house, please remove your shoes and or jackets at the door. I've realized that in some countries people don't actually do that. So when you get into a Swedish house, there's a place right at the door where you leave your shoes and you hang your coats or jackets. I think it's just a way of courtesy. So when you visit someone's house, please remember to do that. One of the things I noticed about Sweden is that there is equality. It was one of the things I noticed. I saw dads with, baby strollers and taking their kids to school. When I visited some of the friends I made, dads were helping, in making dinner, in doing laundry and all that. And I really love that, because where I come from, that was one thing that I really loved about Sweden, and I admire how they do it in Sweden. Maybe I should get married to a Swedish guy. And if you're going to buy alcohol, like you want some wine to put in your house, or just you're having a group of friends coming and you need to buy some alcohol, you can only buy them from this one government-owned chain store. It's in all the towns or cities, and it's called Systembolaget. Remember to carry your ID or passport or just something to prove that you're above the drinking age. One more thing is that Swedish people are really organized, and they have this queuing culture, like at coffee shops, at the bus stops. So be ready to queue. People in Sweden actually follow traffic rules. I come from Kenya, where especially in Nairobi, I think traffic lights are there just for decoration. And I remember when I was in Stockholm, we were in like a group, and we are just there crossing the street. And for me, I was looking, is there any car coming? No. And then I start crossing, and people are like, where are you going? You have to wait for it to turn green. And I'm like, but there's no car. That's how we do it at home. So when you go there, remember to follow the traffic lights. Another thing that really surprised me was the weather. And I came to know that in winter, or during winter, you can actually see the sun for only 4 hours of the day. Like maybe it's the sun rises at around 10 a.m. in the morning, and by 3 or 4 it's gone and it's starting to get dark, and then you start feeling like you're tired and you don't want to do anything. Which was strange for me because I didn't think of winter in that way. I'm going to link a video up here of my first winter experience, and you guys can have a look at it and see how winter kind of unfolded for me, because I thought it was just going to be snow throughout, but it wasn't. Click here to find out. And then during summer, you can actually see the sun for a lot of hours, like maybe from 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning the sun is already up, and then it's still there by around 10 p.m. in the evening. And believe it or not, this photo here was actually taken at 4 a.m. in the morning, and it's so bright you would think that it's actually during the day, but it's not. So the weather, be ready for the weather changes. It can get really hot during summer and really cold during winter. Food, they sell some kind of food in there, like tomato paste and caviar and mayonnaise is actually sold in those tubes. So when you're using it maybe on bread, you just squeeze it like this, like you use like you do toothpaste or something, which is really weird for me. Hey, those of you coming from cultures like mine where you just talk to strange people wherever you are, in the bus you sit next to someone and start a conversation and you become like friends, don't do that in parts of Sweden. I actually experienced that. I got in a bus, it wasn't full, so I saw the person sitting there and I went next to them and I started saying, hello, how are you? And then the person looked at me like there was something wrong with me. And when I asked, I was told that whenever you get into a bus or a train and there are empty seats that are not, that don't mean you be sitting next to someone, go for those seats and don't sit next to someone until all the other seats are filled up and you have no choice but to sit next to someone. And this is not in every place, because I realized that some Swedish people are actually social, very social, but in some places don't do that, and you're going to avoid these weird stares and people looking at you like something is wrong. Swedish people actually speak English, so you don't have to worry about learning the Swedish language before you go there. Most of them are pretty good in English and you can use to communicate. At first you're going to feel weird whenever they are like, you're 3 of you and 2 of them decide to talk something about whatever they're talking about in Swedish, and you don't know and you feel like left out and it feels strange. But most of the time, like when you go to buy stuff, you can actually talk to the people in English. They are very good at it and you're going to understand each other. If you're moving to live there, it can be a bit hard to make friends in the beginning, because I think it's like this big wall that you have to break in order to, get them to know you. But once you do that, they become really good friends. The kind of friends that are true friends, because in some places you make friends and then people are just friends, like whenever you're in problems or trouble they actually don't care. But in Sweden, whenever you make a friends, they're like the true friends and they're like the best people to become friends with. So if you're moving there, it's going to be hard at first, but keep going, don't give up, and just be true, be honest, be yourself, and along the way it's going to be easy for you. I hope that has helped you if you're going to move there or you're just going to travel there. So guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more, or if there's a video that you guys want me to do, just let me know below in the comments. Thank you so much. Give this video a thumbs up and share. And yes, remember to subscribe.